Hello guys. Today we are gonna be doing some movie theater review stuff. Aliens Romulus came out in August. I waited this long to cover it because I wanted to do it after I went through the Alien movies. So this one came out this year, 2024. It's rated R. It's an hour 59 long. It has 7.2 out of 10. Excuse me. Out of 10 on IMDb with about 144,000 ish user votes. It has 64% on Metacritic with 306 critics. It's directed by Fed Alvarez, however you pronounce it. He also did Don't Breathe. The movie stars, let's see, Kaylee Spaney, if you pronounce that right, who also did the Civil War movie. And also stars, let's see, David Johnson, yeah. Also did the TV series Endeavor. Let's see. On Rotten Tomatoes, the movie has 80% by critics with 383 critics. It's certified fresh. It has 85% by audiences with 5,000-ish audience people. The critics' consensus is honoring its nightmarish predecessors while chest bursting at the seams with new frights of its own. Romulus injects some fresh acid blood into one of cinema's great horror franchises. The audience says, resurrecting a franchise with equal servings of fan service and originality, Alien Romulus keenly delivers xenomorph blood and thrills. Now, obviously this movie isn't in theaters anymore, but I would definitely recommend seeing it in theaters if you ever get a chance to. This is a really, really, really good movie. Really good. Probably the best one. I mean, Prometheus kinda, but really, in all honesty, probably the best Alien movie probably since Aliens. Like, I'm not joking, because Alien 3 and Resurrection were rough. Prometheus was good, but I wouldn't call it great. It was solid good, but there's just too. The problem with the Covenant and Prometheus movies, like I said in those videos, is that there's just so much that doesn't get spoken for in those movies. Like it solves some mysteries, brings in more, solves some of them on screen, but most of the answers you got to go off screen to find, and it just didn't click like it needed to. Romulus, though, this is great. This is just a good old school Alien style movie. You know, you got a fresh cast of faces. You know, the timeline is within Aliens. I think this movie takes place after Alien and before Alien. So that's where it takes place in. Really, but the movie itself, it's simplistic in its plot in a good way. Man, there's a lot of freshness. The aliens in this movie are great. There's a lot of good creep and gross factors in it. It's filmed great. The stuff they used to convey that it takes of the time period of the Alien movies, like the tech and the style of it. They do such a great job with that. And what's ironic too is the styles they used for Alien and Aliens, because they were made in the late 70s, early 80s. It's kind of ironic because the main actors, the main cast, they also used those styles in their attire as well. But the thing is, those styles are also popular now, so it kind of, in a kind of a weird way, it kind of pseudos back to like fitting into the timeline of where the movies take place, which is really good on that one. But yeah, there's not a lot I can say about this movie, in all honesty, that's outside of it's really good, because it kind of aces everything down. I can't think of really any negatives about it, in all honesty. At least none I can say without giving away spoilers. I will say I can understand there's one very, very minor. It's not even a flaw, it's just more of a matter of taste. They do use. There's a character they portray using means that some people may not care for, but they do a great job of it, and I think it's done very tastefully. And they did it, if you read behind the scenes, they handled it very tastefully too. So I don't think it's a flaw, but I can see how some people may poke at it a tiny bit. But overall, this film just does a great job of everything. Like, in all honesty, like, even the cast for a horror movie cast, it's a decent cast. Like, there's not really anything. Ooh, I am so sorry. Ooh. Anything wrong with the cast at all. I mean, I wouldn't say the cast is forgettable, but I will say I don't know how much you're going to remember the cast after the movie outside of the main leads, but they do but everything's solid and a great job. Atmosphere is great. Everything about this film was just spot on. Like I said, I just don't know what I would poke at in terms of flaws. Um, the only other thing, though, and this has nothing to do with the movie, it's about fan reaction. I can imagine some hardcore fans of Covenant and Prometheus, they may not like the fact that they kind of gave up on that and they just went to the Alien formula. I can see how some of those fans might be a little upset on that, because I think a lot of them were disappointed that they brought in so much stuff and they just never like went full on with them like they said they would. But like I said, this is really good. I think it follows up on the other films great. It really brings back the franchise, in my opinion. Like, no question. Like, because I don't think Prometheus hurt the franchise, but I think I think people just didn't know what to do with it. Because the stuff was there. It's just the only people that really wanted to do anything with it was really the director. And even he had a hard time deciding what he wanted to do with it. So it just became a matter of, let's just do something new. Let's just go back to basics and go from there. I did hear that there was going to be an Alien TV series coming next year. I'm going to try watching that as well and seeing how well that holds with the timeline. It's supposed to take place way, way years before. It's supposed to be technically the first thing in that universe year canonically wise. So that's going to be interesting there. But yeah, overall, this is a really good movie. I mean, I definitely recommend seeing it. It's not in theaters anymore. It's probably out streaming, but definitely watch, especially if you're an Alien fan. This film will not disappoint you. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this one here. As a kind of a pseudo overall thing about the Alien, I think I talked a bit about it when I talked about Covenant, but I have to say, so far with all these Alien movies, they're really interesting movies. I don't regret waiting that long to watch them because, in all honesty, some stuff you just gotta be in the mood to see. And I find it's harder to get in the mood to see stuff when you see it everywhere all the time, nonstop. Like when you walk into Walmart and Myers, like, hey, look, a copy of Alien. It's just like, yeah, I'll watch it eventually. Or when the streaming services advertise they got those movies constantly, it's just like, yeah, I'll watch it eventually. And when I finally, got the mood strike me to watch them, I'm glad I did because they had a lot of good stuff in them. It's a shame that after Aliens, they just seem to kind of get lost in the shuffle a lot. And then the Prometheus films, they kind of brought it back, tried to do something different. It was just kind of, it ended up being kind of an unfortunate mess at the end of the day. But I feel like Romulus kind of brings everything back to fold, and I think that once they do a sequel to it, which they said they will, it's good. I'm going to be intrigued in seeing what they do. Sorry, with these movies going forward. But yeah, outside of all that, though, that's going to do it for this video here, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.